Hello everyone, HierarchARiA here, bringing you another 1v1 cast. Looks like this time it'll be a Zerg versus Terran here on Cloud Kingdom. Let's just introduce the players really fast. Over here, spawning on the top right corner, we have Warwolf, and on the bottom left corner we have... I'm not even gonna try. The Blue Terran. Warwolf being good manners, throwing out the HF. Obviously, you don't want to wish good luck on your opponents because that's dumb since you're trying to kill them anyways. This map, I don't really play enough to basically have preferences for maps. It's just I tend to win on some. I don't know why I win on those, and I tend to lose on others. I don't know why either. This is one of the maps where I lose a lot of. Looks like we're going to be sending an Overlord out to scout. I don't believe this is... The Blue Terran was playing random, so I don't really like doing Overlord scouting against Terran myself, just because I always forget about the Overlord and then a Marine killed it off. But there's nothing wrong with scouting with the Overlord right now. It looks like our Terran player seems to be moving, walling in over here. Continue SV production. Let's take a look at the production. No, that's the pause button. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to be able to learn my hotkeys, so yeah. Until then we're going to get a lot of random pauses like that. We do have what seems to be hatch first coming out of our red Zerg player right now. We have a lot of minerals built up and we have 15 supplies, so that looks like a hatch first to me. This map's rush distance is pretty long, so hatch first is viable. Even if it's not, like I do my hatch first against Zergs all the time in ZvT. We have the hatchery going down here. Our red player does seem to prefer the 16 pull. I personally do 15 pull just to have everything line up properly better. Although it doesn't really make a difference, I guess. Terran player seems to be going for the gas. Looks like a standard Hellion expand from what I can see. We have the pull going down for a red player here. This is about as standard as I would get, other than the fact that our blue player, well, I guess it's... Yeah, he's making an orbital, so everything is as standard as you can get. We do have quite a bit of minerals built up for both players at this point in the game, I guess. I guess blue's just waiting for putting one guy on gas. Probably a lack of paying attention. I would like to see some Marines after the barracks finishes to kill off this Overlord. Now the Overlord is getting all the scouting information really when it shouldn't be. Over here we do see the red player collecting enough SP and gas to get metabolic boost. A lot of minerals built up right now, probably being spent on a queen at the natural. I would also like to see some Zerglings coming out. A spine crawler, I guess. Well, I'm not a big fan of static defenses just because you can't use them for anything else. You can't use it to hold the tower and everything. Our blue player does have the tower. That's something that I seem to like about his play. He is going to expand, although before Hellions, adding on the reactor here. I would like to see the factory thrown down. I guess his gas was late, so doesn't really matter. We have a second refinery coming down for our blue player. Factory finishing before the reactor, not something you see every day. Either that or I just did something wrong, because my factory always finishes before my reactor. But yeah, we do have the evolution chamber coming down for our red player. This seems to be an very early evolution chamber. I usually get mine around a 7-minute mark, and I plan to get mine at a 7-minute mark, and then I forget about it, and it usually comes down anywhere between 7:30 to 8:30. Over here we do have one Hellion out. Wait, what? Why would you make a Hellion? You should probably wait till the reactor to get out more Hellions. Resource seems to be looking good for both players. I do like this buildup of gas over here. It doesn't really matter at the low level of play. At the high level of play you kind of want the minerals, but at the low level of play, if you build up a lot of gas, then you can get out a lot of tech heavy units like Imbafesters when you actually get the tech to do so. Over here we do see our blue player getting his second orbital. And we do have 2 barracks on the way. I would like to see a third one being added on here just to keep up with production. Although really, watching a replay and playing the actual game is a lot different. You don't actually notice a lot of things just because you're so busy doing stuff. We do have a scan coming down here. I will also, again, I like to see creep connecting the bases just so the queens can reinforce easily if need be. I don't know what this queen's doing here. It really should be up there injecting. We have double spore crawler going up. I don't really agree with this. Usually you just need one spore for detection against the banshees if the banshees come out. And the queen can handle any amount of banshees basically. A spore and the queen can basically handle banshee harass really well. This SCV seems to be being lazy here. Should probably fire him. Worker saturation, we do have good worker saturation at the main. This one's just getting started. We have Hellion harass coming in here. Really should run the drones away. Ling speed should be done by now. I don't know why it's not. Let's see the units killed tab. Units lost tab. Okay, I'm learning my hotkeys for the replays, okay? We do have 5 workers killed over here, and we do seem to have 3 Hellions that got killed. Not really worth it in my opinion. It just seems to throw a lot of players off if a lot of Hellions run by. Spine crawler should have probably been placed behind the natural, or over here would be a better position, I would say. Queen really should be up there injecting. This is really hurting Red's production right now. We do have a lot of minerals built up. We have a couple of Lings moving out. I like this to scout the unit composition. We have Marine Marauder out of our blue player. Not a common composition to go against any Zerg opponent. We do have a lot of Lings for our red player. I really would like to see some metabolic boost. That's usually the first upgrade I get just because it makes the Ling so much better at scouting and, well, avoiding enemy fire if you get into a situation where you forget your Lings in the middle of the field. We have a banelings nest coming out for our red player. Another evolution chamber done. I like the banelings nest. It's good against Terran infantry, although it's not really good against the marauders, but they're still good. We do have a really nice creep spread from our red player. I would like to see some creep connecting the bases. Upgrades are going for our red player. Do we even have a... Yes, we have a +1 weapons coming out for our blue player. Going back to the production tab, we see banelings nest. Over here we do have a starport on the way. Could possibly see some banshees or some medevacs. Both are very standard play at this point. We have a lot of marines coming out for our blue player. That'll be good for the amount of banelings that our red player will plan to get. He is planning to get banelings, right? I do see the tech for banelings, so I would assume that he's getting banelings. Although really, I can't really tell what people are planning to do. Because even on the higher levels, I can't really say everything a diamond player does makes sense either. Like, I just finished a game where I made a bunch of carriers, just for the sake of making carriers. Yeah, what I do don't make sense. We do have a third coming down for our red player right now. I do like this, to try and spend a lot of the minerals. This is a lot of banelings though. I don't think I agree with this many banelings. I don't agree with a random changeling either. You kind of want to scale with your overseer and drop the changeling in the base. Although using a changeling to hold the tower, this is definitely a new... Wait, that's not a changeling. That's the changeling. That's just a normal marine. Should probably take that out. Yeah, with the amount of Zerglings on the field, you should be able to hold these towers. Terran don't really have the ability to hold towers at... Well, I guess at 11 minute they do. But not really the Zerg tower. So I would like to see some more map control from our Zerg player, as well as the metabolic boost. No, not more banelings. You don't really... The thing about banelings is that you kind of lose them when they attack, so if you go pure banelings, even if you roll over an army, you're still losing your army at the same time. You want to be able to get a couple of banelings to deal the damage they can, so that you don't really have banelings hitting a marine when there's a marine left over. I do like this macro hatch though. This lack of creep connecting the bases is basically killing me right now. I don't want to look at it anymore. And this is way too many banelings. This looks like he's trying to do what I was trying to do with the baneling map. Maybe it works. I don't know. We have medevacs coming out for our blue player. He's getting his +2 attack and +1 armor. Our red player's upgrades are looking at 1-1-1 across the board. So I would like to see some upgrades continue out of these. Gas, probably should get the second gas. Layer tech is done. I would like to see some layer tech choices, such as Mutalisk or Imbafesters. I would say Imbafesters would be better at this point, based on how many Marines are on the field. Just because fungal growth kind of melts all Marines on the map. I don't really have much luck with Mutalisks myself, just because the delays are high, the delays are Imbafesters, and it's just basically a big gas dump. There's too many banelings, like I said before. A blue player grabbing a third base. really should rally this command center's third orbital. I don't really agree with that. I kind of like to get the planetary fortress at the third base, just because it makes it easier to defend. And sometimes people just throw away a lot of lings at a planetary, even though everybody and their mothers know that planetaries own lings. I would like to see some gas from our blue player. A lot of minerals built up for our red player right now. Blue's banking quite an even amount of minerals. Like, red can make an excuse saying that he needs gas to make units, but blue really should have no excuses building up this much resources. Now, probably someone in the comments below will look through my videos and just say that I build up even more than this in my games, and I'll just look silly doing this right now. Or saying this right now. This is a lot of Marines. There's a couple of well-placed baneling hits should be able to take that out pretty easily. Especially since there's so many banelings on the field. We do have our upgrades continuing for our red player. I do like that. Infestation Pit is done. I would like to see the pathogen glands upgrade, just so that your infestors start with enough energy to fungal. Roach tech is also good. I would like to see the roach speed if you are planning to get a lot of roaches. Roaches is a good choice against Marines though. Although not really when there's a lot of Marines, but they're still good. I do like to see this. I do like this amount of creep spread from a red player. This is, I would say, even better than my own creep spread right now. Even though this game is a silver league game, I can probably learn my creep spread from this. We do have creep connecting these bases from I don't know what. Oh, this hatchery. Yeah, there really should be better creep connecting between the bases. We have a lot of lings and banelings and roaches from a red player trying to make a push out. Rolling up this ramp over here would be a very bad choice. Do not waste the banelings on the rocks. If you do, then I will throw a table at someone. This army is definitely have potential against this. It all comes down to where the banelings hit, I guess. The roaches are kind of lagging behind. We do have a move out from our Terran player. This army should not be chasing the SCV right now, and it's currently very much out of position. I do like the fact that he didn't get to cancel this. Little win here for our red player. You do have blue scanning to take out the creep tumors, although at this point it doesn't really matter. Oh, there could be a lot of baneling hits. That is not really the best baneling hits in the world. Those are some good baneling hits in the world. I don't even know what happened there. We do have +2/+2 from our blue player. We have +2/+2 +1 from our red player. So I guess the upgrades kind of favored the blue player there. Right now, I can't really see how our red player can get out of this. Terran are very DPS-y. They should be able to take this out. I think Infestors would have helped. I don't think the banelings got off the hits they needed, even though there were some pretty good hits in there. Do not morph banelings in front of Marines. I think Infestors and fungal growth would have been better, just because it locks down the Terran army. Even mixing some Infestors into that baneling army could have been better. Although really, the Marines weren't trying to dodge the banelings, but this doesn't really look good for our red player at all. And judging by the progress bar on the replay, I'd say this is pretty much GG. Yeah, I don't see how our red player can get out of this. Probably some, well, there are some banelings morphing on the top of the ramp right now. We have some roaches, which is a good choice against the amount of Marines we have. We have, I think, a Marauder. Yeah, we have a Marauder. I do hear the Marauder shooting sound. Baneling speed is done. Probably when the Marines try to run up this ramp. Spine Crawler's okay, I guess, although the Terran player is up by 2 bases right now. This base should have probably been mining some gas. A lot of banked minerals right now. Banelings really should take this opportunity to roll in right now. We do get some lack of any hits at all. What happened to those banelings? I really don't know. Yeah. Probably just although the banelings shouldn't have failed that much. Red player does leave the game, so blue player wins. Pretty standard game, I would say. Just a lack of Infestors. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next game.